Hey there again, YouTube. How's everybody doing? This is Ice9 with another Madden Mobile video, and we've got 2 months left before the reset, call it. So 2 months left. GTs, from what I heard, are finishing up, and we're going to have Ultimate Legends probably almost all the way up to the end, be able to add new players to the team and improve it for the legacy team. And this week's Ultimate Legends, we've got one really good player and one not so exciting. So let's get to the good one first. And we've got a Ray Lewis Ultimate Legend card. And this is the set-based version, and the stats are good enough for me to have gone out and buy them and replace the Super Bowl version of the card. Everything is essentially better on the card. Doesn't need a lot of boosts. 97 speed, 94 strength, 98 acceleration, 99 tackle. Doesn't need watts boost for that. Pretty good coverages. 73 man, which isn't great, but it's a middle linebacker. An 85 zone, which is pretty darn good. That, I believe, is right up there with the Clay Matthews Road to the Ring card. 99 pursuit. I believe the hit power is 99. Jump isn't great. It's in the 70s, but that isn't too troublesome most of the time. I think the way that middle linebackers usually get their picks is not by on jump ball type of plays. Usually it's the type of thing where they're in the middle of the field and they're at the right place at the right time. And with 85 zone, he's definitely got a better chance of doing that. So this is a really good card. Very well rounded. Can play the run, can play coverage, can do a little bit of everything, has the speed to really keep up with anybody. So really, really good card here, and the Ray Lewis card. And then we'll obviously go to the auction house and we will check out the boss version and 99 linebackers in general, because we've got a number of great choices here. Second Ultimate Legend, another tight end. Yay. Uh, this card, I gotta say, I really don't understand it. You would think by this time, just like EA brought out the Ultimate Legend version of Watt and really gave people a good reason to want to replace the Gauntlet version, you would think they would release a tight end, which would really give people a good reason to try to play somebody other than Domination Gronkowski. But this isn't the card to do it. Not as fast, not as strong. Really good acceleration. Blocking numbers are just okay. Catch number is good, but just not a really, really good card here. And we'll check out the boss version as well and see how that works. But 91 speed with 86 strength is just not really, really good for a tight end, considering we'd be looking to replace a guy who gives us a +5 strength boost, and he's really the only strength booster left on a lot of people's teams at this point. And his play doesn't look like he's going to really be any better. So, not a really good card. But let's go to the auction house. And we've got middle linebackers up already, so we're going to go into them. We've got a number of good choices here. Campus Heroes Kukli card, which is a really good card. A lot of green. Over Lewis, plays the pass a little bit better. The pursuit's a little bit better, but the pursuit being better has to make up for the fact that he's got 90 speed. Also, this card isn't as strong and the acceleration isn't as good. Still a really good card. I wouldn't say that this is a better card than the Lewis card, though, by any means. And let's get into the boss version of the card. And this one will really boost overall. Does everything really well. 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 102 tackle, 102 pursuit. So absolutely blistering speed, pretty good coverage. I assume the block shed and everything else is pretty good, so it'll play the run well. Ray Lewis cards usually do play the run well, as they should. He was a great run stopper in the NFL. But that's a really good card and probably your best middle linebacker in the game. Going on to an older card here in Boss Zach Thomas. And we can see the comparisons, a couple more zone than the set-based Lewis card that's now on my team. Uh, Tackles 100 versus 99, not really an important difference. Same thing with the awareness being too higher, not an important difference. Quite a bit slower than the Lewis card, 97 as opposed to 90. That's obviously a big difference. In 95 acceleration. So I assume a lot of these are going to be at the auction house, and they should be going for less money than what this card is going for, in my opinion, being an older boss card now. And here's the Wagner card, and we can see there's a lot of red over Lewis. Some of it's not really important. One that is really important is 77 strength. So you would expect him with that low of strength, the middle linebacker position, not to be as good against the run, but your best pass coverage middle linebacker in the game, I would say for sure. Really good stats there. I think that the jump is also pretty high as well on that card. Set-based Ray, this is about what I got him for, 1.8 yesterday. And here's another interesting card. So somebody took the out of position frozen card for Gates and just improved on it, and here's what we get as a result. What I see as a result, though, the zone's not really high. He's a pretty tall guy, so that'll be pretty good. He's very strong. Perfect 99 awareness. That's an absolutely dumb place to max out a stat on a GT card, considering a user did this, but not a real interesting card, and it's already going for under 3 million for a GT, which is pretty low. Here under 2.5 million now by this point, so it'll be a good novelty card for Gates fans or somebody who wants somebody different middle linebacker, but not necessarily the best choice. But there you go, a number of good 99 middle linebackers now, so that is pretty cool. So let us go on to tight ends, even though I don't really want to. But here's the old Boss Gate cards. Wow, look at that. Boss card going for under $1 million. And this is comparing to Andre Johnson, who's currently in my slot position. But this guy is not very good, and that's why he's going for less money. Now let's check out the Boss version of Gonzalez, and really good card here, gotta say. So this is a card that I could see playing over Domination Gronkowski, either that or playing him in the slot. Pretty good blocking numbers, really good acceleration and speed, pretty strong, catch is pretty good. So that is a really good card, and is quite a bit better than the set-based version of the card. +4 speed is pretty substantial. That is a really good card. Really fast tight end. So that guy you can play in the slot instead of a wide receiver and leave Gronk in there, or even possibly replace Gronk with him. Looks like there's quite a few of them out there in the auction house, and they are kind of sitting at this point. People are choosing to upgrade at other positions. And there is the Boss version of Gronk. And let's see if we can find any GT versions of him. A lot of Gates going out there. They're not moving real well either. So pretty boring subject though. But that Boss version of that card is definitely pretty good. And onward, let's go into our other GT player. And here he is, Ronnie Lott. Wow, somebody asking, only 95 million for him. That's all. But that's really good. If you had this guy and then GT Sean Taylor at the other side, you would definitely have the best safeties in the game and are likely to be the best safeties for the rest of the year. 98 man, 100 zone. I assume the hit power is 102. Really good stats all the way around. Just blistering speed, pretty strong. So really, really good card. I think even up, I would probably take the Taylor card because he's a little bit taller. But the stats are very, very similar, and that is definitely an awesome card. Set-based version of the card is now going for just over 1,000,000 coins, which is not too bad at all. He's been pretty good on my team with all that green over Dawkins on the other side. I'd like to upgrade at safeties and get one GT or Boss or somebody in there. But both these guys have been pretty good at safety. If anything, I might think about, because it seems like Boss or a GT Lott rather and GT Taylor are probably going to be out of my price range for the rest of the year. But one player I could definitely see getting is GT Cam, and maybe replacing Lott and dropping Lott down to the free safety, and then maybe dropping Dawkins down to the nickel. That's something that could potentially happen depending on how things go. Replacing Chancellor right here. But some changes on my team. I've opted for a little bit better of a coverage type of linebacker scheme. I got Von Miller in the 3-4. That's a terrible place for him. He's a speed rusher on the outside, but he just gets stuck there for the time being, increasing overall. And I put Barr at that other outside linebacker position, hopefully to make some plays on those crossing patterns, and the field is coverage is quite a bit better than Von Miller. Got the new Lewis card, and that's what he boosts up to on my team, almost 99 strength, so pretty good. And then I opted for the set-based Ultimate Legend version of Derek Brooks at the left outside linebacker position. So he boosts up pretty good. He does still need a speed boost, which is kind of unfortunate. I could see maybe getting, I heard there might be a Barr GT version of Anthony Barr. So if that card comes out, I would probably get him, replace Brooks here, and put Brooks in the 3-4, replacing Von Miller is probably what I would do. At the other positions, I'd like to replace Watt, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time or want to spend the kind of effort to do it. Also, at some point, I think DRC is holding back my overall. So if I want to get that overall up a little bit more, get that defense up to 106, 107, I would assume that he would have to disappear and maybe make a couple improvements here. Either get a safety, maybe get another defensive end, maybe even replace this guy with the set-based version. I'm just not sure at this point what I'd have to do, but I'm not going to knock myself out over it. I like the improvements that I've made. I would like to have a GT linebacker, though, to kind of complete the linebacker core and go with an all-coverage type of unit is probably what I'm going to be doing. And at the end of the year, I mean, I'm happy with Matt Bryant kicking. He doesn't get a lot of touchbacks. But at some point, I'll probably get positional hero Vinatieri in there just to increase overall, and as well probably replace Jones at punt returner. So that's what I'm doing. One thing I wanted to mention, though, and this has been kind of interesting, as you play this game more and more and more, and you play against different types of teams in league championships and league to league and head to head, and one thing I've definitely noticed is that overall is really just a number. There are times where I swear playing 100 defenses is tougher in like all Madden League championships than playing 108 defenses in the Hall of Fame. I don't know the exact coding that goes into the game and how they kind of nerf overalls or how they adjust for different teams with different overalls playing each other, but I definitely feel like there is a nerf on with the higher overall team. So it's cool as a number, and it's cool, if that's one of the things that you want to accomplish. But it's definitely not everything. And by this time of the year, what I hope people are doing, like, some of the guys in my league, the couple Raiders fans, Marco and Papa Raider, who opted to do everything they could to get Derek Carr, and I think that was a good move. I think they're going to be really happy with that, and just get the type of players that you want on a team. I mean, we go through these things, and there's numbers and there's stats, but teams definitely don't always play the way that you think they should, and as well, it's more about the player playing the game than the team. That is for sure. So I'm trying to improve on this game, playing a little bit of head to head again, and trying to get better at this game, getting ready for the next season. And our league is doing pretty well. We're currently playing a top 100 league, not your average savage. And from what I had heard from DEA guys is that these guys had cheated in league season and gotten bounced out because of it. But now these guys appear to be playing clean, and I was kind of watching some drives. Looked like guys were playing live. There's not all 24s up here on the board, so these guys appear to have cleaned it up, and if so, I got to give them hats off for that. To not continue to use the same methods to get themselves up there. They probably realized, I think that a lot of people should realize at some point, when it comes to using airplane mode or force closing or clearing the cache data so that they could repeat drives or plays, at some point it's got to be pretty pointless. In a way you're not really playing the game. You're playing the game with do-overs. So I would urge a lot of people who are doing that, just try to play the game straight up. I know it's not going to really affect what a lot of people do, but if you're playing the game with do-overs and giving yourself advantage that ways, besides what it means in the standings, which basically, as I said before, people who cheat invalidate their own accomplishments. It doesn't matter if you made a really, really great play and a great read on a pass play and burn somebody with it. If you have the ability to do it over again, that really defeats the purpose of trying to play a game and getting better and etc. But for some people, I guess it's all about the rankings and where they stand. And as far as those things go, that's what they try to do. But anyways, hats off to not your average savage, because they seem to be playing clean and they are beating our ass at the moment. So what are you going to do, I guess? But that is my video for the day. Shout out to Papa Raider, our commissioner. He has YouTube videos as well. Thanks for watching, guys.